idea?
I'm sorry, but you know the regulations.
Since when did you start giving orders in this outfit? Maybe you're scared of those rat-bellied goose-steppers down there.
I'm not afraid, but I don't think we should underestimate them.
Who's underestimating them? You think they need a match with that cockeyed moon-tailing us? And from now on, keep your nose out of my business, see?
Easy, buddy. He didn't mean
Where does he
nothing.
get off telling me what to do? Who does he think he is?
All right.
That accent sounds like a hiney to me.
Now, look, Pete, with you, everything's got to be an argument. Don't be silly. Max is an American. Already he's speaking just as good English as me.
What's a fella like him doing in this outfit anyway?
You seem to know him pretty well, Mo. Who is he?
Well, it's kind of like what my old pal, Father O'Grady, used to say. The saints in heaven would sooner throw a block party for one wrong guy that got himself straightened out than for 99 right guys that don't need no straightening out. I met him a few months before we entered the war. It was in... Well, maybe I better not tell you the name of the town. Just let's say it was somewhere on the east coast of the United States. See, the mayor of the town was a great little kidder.
Send in Solomon and Finkelstein.
Okay, you two. Go on in.
Yes, sir. Hi, Greenberg.
Finkelstein.
Hi, Rosenblatt.
Hello, Rosenblatt.
Patrolman Finkelstein reporting, sir.
Patrolman Salomon reporting, sir.
Hello, boys. How would you two like a little vacation from that graveyard beat you're on?
The longer the better.
Suits me if you make it permanent.
I'm transferring you to the battery.
Battery? That's a swell spot.
Oh, sure.
I'm detailing you to patrol the German consulate, to prevent the inciting of any riot or demonstration, and to see that no harm comes to the members of the staff, specifically to the person of Karl Baumer, the German consul general. Now, you'll work alternate shifts. You will go first, Finkelstein. Get right down there.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Solomon.
Huh?
The Nazi consul.
So what?
So what? Solomon, you, me, the Nazi.
Send in Kapinski and Cohen. Wait a minute.
Excuse me, Captain, but did you say the German consul?
That's right.
I won't do it.
Put that shield back where it belongs. You could be busted for doing that. Now put it back.
I just can't do it, Captain. I'd cut off my right arm for the department, do a 36-hour tour in the rain, but I just can't protect a dirty Nazi.
Come here. You see those buttons? By tonight, there'll be 300 of you boys protecting the lives and property of Germans. Bund members, camps, club halls.
But you know how we feel. How can you expect us...
Orders. Straight from the mayor. He expects every cop to do his duty.
Duty? You call that duty? When in every one of our hearts, we hope they should all break their necks. From Hitler to Baumer, down to the littlest Nazi rat in Yorkville.
Berlin has complained to Washington about the recent demonstrations in our city.
So a few Nazi windows were broken in travel agencies.
The mayor wants them to be safe, and they've got to be safe as long as we're neutral. The great little guy, our mayor, he's got a sense of humor. He wants you boys to teach the Nazis the difference between their system and our democratic free country.
His Honor's a great little guy, all right, but if you ask me, his sense of humor stinks.
Finkelstein.
Free country, free speech.
Okay. Now, come on, get on the job.
Oh, I'm sorry, Captain, but it's like asking I should sit down and break bread with Hitler. I'm a cop, not a stormtrooper.
A cop doesn't fall down on his job.
But you don't
In this country, a cop gives everybody a break, no matter how he feels about him personally. 3315. McGillicuddy wore this. He was killed in action. Now, you know the tradition. A dead hero shield goes to the most promising cop. Now, you're not going to disgrace 3315. Are you?
No, sir. But Mama won't like it. Heil Hitler. Good morning. I'm Patrolman Finkelstein. I'm assigned to duty here. Wait here. Yes, Fritz?
The new policeman, Finkelstein, is here, Baron.
Ask him to wait. I'll tell the consul.
Yes, sir.
Jewish policemen to guard this consulate. If I were Hitler, I'd break off diplomatic relations.
Then you'd be out of a job, Horst.
What do you mean?
Without diplomatic relations between Germany and this country, there would be no American Führer.
Baron, you're talking like one of those stupid columnists. Our Bund has no connection whatsoever with the German government.
Are your reports for Berlin ready?
Everything.
Good. The dispatch leaves tomorrow at midnight.
Lists of new memberships. Pamphlets distributed anonymously to libraries, labor halls, waiting rooms. We've done very well in dentists' offices. People seem to leave them in a frame of mind for our messages. And of our new budget of Bund expenses, Baron, I'm very low on funds.
The consul gave you $25,000 last month.
No, he didn't.
He didn't?
No, and I must have money to pay for these new uniforms.
Who told you to buy new uniforms?
I've got to do something to get my picture in the papers.
All right. I'll speak to the consul about it. Wait here. Oh, you're the new man.
Are you the consul?
No, I'm Baron von Alvenstor, his secretary. You know your duties?
Well, positively.
I tell the consul you have reported.
Baron! Is he really as bad as they say he is?
Officer, you won't find the consul difficult if you don't antagonize him.
Thank you. Baron! Are you a Nazi?
Naturally.
What's so naturally about it?
You'll excuse me. Oh, Fritz.
Yes, sir?
Will you show the officer around?
Yes, sir. Well, let's go, thin blood. This way.
Good morning, Frida. Good morning, Herr Consul.
Morning. These stubborn, stupid English. Can't they get anything to their thick heads? I bet you the Führer will have dinner in Buckingham Palace in 3 weeks.
Ridiculous!
Shut up, Churchill!
Ridiculous.
The dispatch from Berlin come?
Yes, sir. Otto Horst is downstairs. He wants his money.
I gave him $25,000 last month.
He says you didn't.
That's right. I put it off until I see his new budget. Max, how could Berlin have chosen such a dumb cop for our American Führer?
As a teacher in that Midwestern high school, he was extremely valuable in advancing the ideology of National Socialism to the American students.
Anything from Schröder yet?
No. Has he been investigating somebody for you again?
Max, sometimes you're too curious.
I never thought of myself as unduly curious.
Perhaps it's an Austrian trait.
As far as I know, I inherited nothing from my Viennese grandmother.
How can we know what we inherit from our grandparents if we know so little about them? Any money?
Yes, $50,000.
50,000. What am I to do with 50,000? Take care of Horst, secure confidential information, buy up American journalists and radio commentators? Next, Berlin will order me to corrupt Walter Winchell with an autographed picture of Hitler. Special delivery.
Look here, sir. We have got to get together on the finances of the consulate. I can't make the books balance.
You're not supposed to keep books. Books are dangerous.
I keep the figures in my head. That's why Berlin sent me. I hope I've made a mistake, but I make a shortage of $250,000. Those funds belong to our country. You must help me straighten things out.
How can I straighten books out you keep in your head?
You'll have to try, sir. I can't delay sending my report to Berlin any longer. The dispatch leaves tomorrow at midnight.
How charming. I must have a secret admirer.
Is there no card?
No, Max. Perhaps they are from a lady who prefers to remain anonymous.
Don't eat them. They might be poisoned.
Why should anyone want to poison me?
We Germans are not too popular these days.
They really are beautiful. Maybe Mr. Churchill would like...
It's a parrot. Mrs. Barmer's pet parrot. What happened, Frida?
Hat von einem Traum gegessen, den jemand dem Herrn Konsul anonym geschickt hat. Sie waren vergiftet.
What's that?
Herr Barmer received a box of grapes from an anonymous admirer. The parrot got hold of one.
Well, lucky it wasn't Mr. Balmer.
Very?
Sure, because a guy like the consul who ain't exactly popular ought to watch his diet.
You're all very careful.
Nice, pleasant home life you've got here.
The consul.
Go ahead, don't mind me. So you're Frida, huh? That was a fast brush off.
Tell Horst I'll see him now.
Yes, sir.
Heil Hitler!
Heil Hitler. Well, Horst, you get the plans?
I've been very busy. The Bund is about to start a new membership drive for all American citizens of German blood. Already we have 5,000 men in uniform in this state.
I asked you if you got the plans.
But that takes time. And money.
Money. My dear man, I commissioned you to get me a set of plans for the defense of the east coast of the United States. And all you do is make speeches and run around like a chicken with its head cut off.
But how can you expect...
And by the way, if you have any complaints about me, please be good enough to make them to me, not to my secretary.
Yes, sir.
All right. And now, Horst, I want you to get me 4 longshoremen's union cards by tomorrow morning.
Huh?
4 of our men are arriving on the Belmont from Germany this afternoon, and I want you to put them to work on the waterfront immediately.
The waterfront? Well, that's impossible.
I'm not interested in excuses. All I want is the cards. I don't care how you get them or where. Just get them. That's what they pay you for.
But I haven't been paid.
Bring the cards here in the morning and I'll see what I can do. Who is next?
The new policeman is here, Officer Finkelstein.
Finkelstein. Tell him to come in.
The consul will see you now, Officer Finkelstein.
All right, sir.
Oh, come on in, Officer Finkelman.
Finkelstein. Mo Finkelstein.
Mo Finkelstein.
That's me, brother.
We'll begin by your not calling me brother.
Just an American way of talking. You ain't no brother of mine, mister.
Thank you.
Thank you, mother. What a break for both of us.
Shut up! Horst, you can go now. I'll see you in the morning.
Heil Hitler.
Heil Hitler.
Pardon me, sir, if I'm sticking my nose in where it don't belong, but you shouldn't get mixed up with fellas like that.
What do you mean?
Well, he's running a racket, and that ain't good. Wrapping himself up in an American flag to make un-American speeches.
Free speech is part of your constitution.
Yeah, but when a guy like Horst stands on his constitutional rights to preach murder, there ought to be some constitutional way to give him a military funeral.
That will do.
Okay, but I'm telling you, Dust Horst is headed for the clink. Well, why should I tip you guys off? I'm too democratic.
Officer, do you know why you are here?
Sure. His Honor the Mayor wants you to be happy.
I take it you don't enjoy being my personal bodyguard?
Oh, it's got its merits, all right. Imagine me being responsible for your health. Now, where else could a cockeyed thing like that happen except in a democracy?
Do you realize what will happen to you if anything happens to me?
Sure. I get sacked off the force if a hair on your head gets touched. That's why I gotta be extra careful.
Shut up!
Your father?
My father was Czech ambassador in Berlin when I met my husband. After the Anschluss, well, he's been in the camp over 1.5 years now.
But I don't understand. Can't your husband help him?
No. I mean, well, I'm afraid I can't explain. Anyway, thank you, Doctor. I have no right to take up your time with my personal problems.
Come here. Sit down. Now tell me.
You've never met my husband. If you had, you'd probably wonder why I married him. But he can be very charming when he wants to. I was young. I'd been brought up in Germany. Perhaps I was flattered by the persistent attentions of a high-ranking Nazi official. At any rate, I soon knew I'd made a mistake. I told him. Asked him to let me go. At first, he just laughed at me. Then he pleaded with me. Finally, threatened.
You mean he's using your father's plight to make you stay with him?
Yes. Sometimes I've been afraid I'd kill him.
That wouldn't help your father.
No.
Why don't you see a lawyer?
I don't dare.
You don't dare?
I'm watched constantly, followed everywhere I go.
Well, that's hard to believe.
My husband is probably standing by the window in the library right now, spying on me, waiting for me to come out.
Are you sure you aren't imagining things?
Why don't you look?
anything from Vienna yet?
Yes, the letter from Schröder. It just came.
Give it to me. I said, give it to me. Strictly personal.
I beg your pardon, but if it's in code?
It won't be. Schröder has a strange notion that codes were invented by spies to give spies employment.
Who is the victim this time?
Why are you so curious, Max?
Lately, sir, anybody you don't like, you suspect of being Jewish. Forgive me, sir, but it's become rather an obsession.
A rather useful obsession for a smart Nazi. Fritz?
Yes, sir.
Is the car here?
Yes, sir.
Does the letter concern me?
Why should the letter concern you? See you later, Officer Finkelberg.
Name is Finkelstein, Mo Finkelstein. Hello. Say, baby, how's about heating me a cup of coffee, huh?
Kaffee?
Yeah, cafe.
Officer Callahan will auch immer Kaffee.
Officer Callahan. Hey, you want to look out for that Irishman?
Was?
He's married.
Married?
Yeah, married.
Ich verstehe Sie nicht.
Married. 5 little Callahans. More coming.
Ich verstehe Sie nicht.
You know, honey, you're a darn cute-looking kid.
Ich verstehe Sie nicht.
Oh, you're beautiful.
Beautiful?
You dames understand that in any language, don't you? Yeah, beautiful. Your eyes, Greta Garbo. Your shape, Betty Grable. Your mouth, Loretta Young.
Nein, Hedy Lamarr.
All right, so...
But Carl, they'll put him in a camp.
That's customary.
But you can't tell him he couldn't stand it. He might kill himself.
Yes, I know. Sensitive fellow, only way out and all that. Thank you. That would dispose of the shortage and Max. Good night, Sophie. Thank you, Officer Vogelstein.
Finkelstein, Mo Finkelstein.
$8, black and even.
Brandy. Yes, sir. $5,000.
5,000?
Please, Frau Baumer, can I go out?
So late, Frida?
The young officer wants to take me for a short going.
What?
Spaziergang.
Oh, you mean walk.
Ja, walk.
I thought you didn't like the young officer.
Oh, he's okay.
Okay.
Ja, okay. Okie-doke. Hanky-dory. Hatsi-tatsi.
Well, he must be something. All right, Frida, run along and have a short going with your young officer.
Dankeschön, Frau Baumer.
21. 5,000 more. I'll sign for it.
Mr. Romanus?
All right. Would you please move away? It might change my luck. Put this on 8.
8.
Waiter, another brandy.
Yes, sir.
Number's 29.
11. Oh, one more. Take it easy. 12. Say, Doc, come here. She won.
This never happened before.
Yeah, well, it did just now. Come on, pay off.
You can have anything in the house.
Do you hear what he said? You can have anything in the house.
Up to 35 cents.
Huh? Hey, where you going?
This, please.
A lipstick?
Ich habe niemals einen gehabt.
You mean you never had one before?
Nein, Lippenstifte sind in Deutschland verboten.
You see, already I'm beginning to understand German. She means lipsticks are forbidden in Germany.
That's horrible.
Why? That's the only thing Mama would agree with Hitler about.
That will be $1.18.
$1.18?
The lipstick is $1.50. The lady has 35 cents coming to her. The tax is 3 cents. That makes $1.18.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
He has to be ready by tomorrow night.
What a wonderful sense of responsibility you have. And your marvelous head for figures.
This
and
just came over the wire from Berlin.
Thank you. Sophie,
Yes?
I have news from Berlin. Bad news.
News from Berlin is always bad news for somebody.
I've been recalled.
Oh, they finally caught up with you.
They give me 48 hours to get rid of Horst and clear up the finances of the consulate.
What? No orders to overthrow the government at Washington?
Sophie, this is serious. You know what will happen to me if I go back. The Third Reich allows no margin for error.
I ought to say I'm sorry, but I'm not.
Do you think I want to go back to Germany any more than you do? It's an easier country to serve than to live in, just between us. Perhaps I won't have to go, if you help me.
Help you?
After all, Max is no longer one of us.
I'd rather die than help you ruin Max.
Perhaps you will die.
Perhaps you'll kill me, like you killed the parrot this morning.
I didn't kill the parrot.
Oh, didn't you? I found this in your medicine chest. It smells of bitter almonds. You poisoned the grapes and mailed them to yourself.
I didn't kill the parrot. And I won't have to kill you. Berlin knows how to handle traitors.
I'm not a traitor.
It can easily be arranged when we arrive in Berlin.
I'm not going to Berlin.
Then I'll have you deported.
You can't have me deported. My mother was an American. I was born in this country.
But don't forget your father is still in Prague. I've protected him. He may not be exactly free, but he's alive.
I deserve to die, just for having lived with a swine like you.
I'll prepare an affidavit which you will sign, giving every detail how Max gambled the money away that belonged to the German Reich.
But it's not true. I won't do it.
You will do it. And don't try any tricks. It won't save Max. And it certainly wouldn't be so nice for your dear papa.
I don't care what you do. I'm going to tell Max right away.
Sophie, stop it! Sophie!
Max! Max! Max!
What is it?
Be careful. Don't believe anything he says. He's trying to make you a scapegoat.
Don't listen to her. She's hysterical.
Max, please.
You'll book passage for Sophie immediately.
I won't go. I won't go back to Germany.
You are leaving with me. Stop it, Baumer. I won't have this. Now, and things are going to be the way I want them. You can't torture her like this. I won't have it. Very touchy. Tristan and Isolde. That's an amusing angle.
Oh, for heaven's sake, can't you see she's upset? Officer, please get Dr. Jennings. He's just around the corner.
Yes, sir.
Anything I can do, Herr Consul?
Watch them upstairs. Report to me later.
Max, what are we going to do?
Oh, please, Sophie, you mustn't.
Max, you must do something before it's too late. You must.
Dr. Jennings.
I'm Baron von Alvenstor, the consul secretary.
Glad to meet you, Baron.
It's fine, Doctor.
But I'd like to talk to you about her. Maybe tomorrow, if you're not too busy.
Anytime you say, Doctor. Anytime you say. By the way, we're having little supper tomorrow night. Just a few friends. Afterwards, we could discuss anything you want to. Will you come?
Thanks, I believe I will.
Good. We'll see you tomorrow night, then.
Good night, Dr. Jennings.
Good night.
You can go now, Officer Finkelstein.
I'm going off duty now, Baron. Anything I can do for you before I leave?
Say, what are you doing with that? I have the same blue eyes, the same blonde hair. Quite the same face I had this morning. And now, because I had a grandmother I never laid eyes on, I'm no longer a Nazi. I'm no longer German.
So that's it.
Yes, that's it.
But this is America. Nobody has to bump himself off over here on account of the color of his skin or the shape of his nose.
You don't understand. Sometimes death is the only way out for Germans like me.
Don't be a dope, Baron. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Say, how long have you been in this country?
About 3 months.
3 months. So up until 3 months ago, ever since you were a kid, Hitler's been shoving that propaganda of his down your throat and making you like it. With all those Nazi songs and uniforms and swastikas and Heil Hitlers. And since you've been here, what have you seen outside of these walls? You can take it from me, it's a different world. Say, why don't you come with me some night and meet a few of the guys? Irishmen, Norwegians, Russians, Germans, Italians, all Americans. And all so busy minding their own business, they haven't got time enough to think about the other guy's grandmother. They do, they say, they think what they want to. Well, if they don't like something our president does, they say so. But you people, if you even look cross-eyed at a picture of Hitler, off goes your head. Baron, let's make a deal, huh? You think it over for a few days, and I'll try to show you a couple of angles. Look. I trust you. Don't disappoint me, huh?
Thanks, officer.
Call me Mo, Max.
Good night, Mo.
Good night, Max. Anything going on?
Looks like there may be a little trouble tonight when Hitler goes on the air.
So they'll toss a few eggs and tomatoes.
Maybe a few stink bombs.
Wouldn't change the atmosphere around here very much.
Well, I'll see you tonight.
Say, the consul in?
Yeah, he's checking some passports. 4 guys just arrived on a Belmont from Germany.
Kurt Müller. So you came over as ship's cooks?
Yes, we did.
Do they teach you how to cook at the Potsdam school, too?
Good saboteur has to learn a little bit of everything, I consume. We managed not to poison any of the passengers, although I understand that more than the usual number aboard ship were quite seasick.
Most of them were refugees anyway.
Horst, you have the poor longshoremen's union cards?
Don't lose them. I had plenty of trouble getting them.
Got your instructions?
Our objective is Pier 18.
And the equipment?
Right here.
Very clever, we Nazis.
This is the detonator device. Can be set to the minute.
My only regret is that I won't be present to see Mr. Winston Churchill's fat face when he learns that his first load of guns, planes, and tanks has been blown into the Hudson River.
This job's almost as big as the Black Tom explosion of the First World War. I hope I don't get into any trouble over it.
You were born to get into trouble, Horst. You will set the explosion for the exact moment when Hitler finishes his speech. It'll be midnight here, dawn in Hamburg. Our fleet all ready to sail to victory. The crowds gathered on the docks to bid them farewell. The bands playing Deutschland, Deutschland über alles. And then our Führer will speak. And when he finishes...
What did you say, Bomber?
I said, maybe I could arrange it for you.
But how? If the American Führer dies...
We will replace you.
You're trying to murder me. I won't have it.
Is the American Führer not prepared to die for his Nazi principles?
No. I mean, yes.
The Führer asks no one to do what he wouldn't do himself.
Yes, but so far nobody's asked him. Look here. How about you?
Me?
Yes, you. You're much more important than I am.
This is no time for modesty.
You're a real German. My parents were just born over there, accidentally. Why, I'm an American.
My good man, I didn't mean to frighten you. Relax a moment. Get used to the idea. Take your time. And I will arrange all the troublesome details for you.
Have you a scheme?
Not worked out yet. But this cork-handled knife, for instance, which leaves no fingerprints.
What about it?
If you were found with this knife in your back, in my hallway late tonight...
Have you already hired someone to assassinate me?
Whom could I trust but myself?
But isn't this very risky?
Risky? For me or for you? When you were discovered, I would simply say you had a quarrel with my Jewish policeman.
But I haven't.
Just hang around. I'll arrange one.
But suppose you couldn't prove the policeman did it.
All that's necessary is that he wouldn't be able to prove that he didn't.
Suppose they suspect you.
Why should anyone suspect me of murdering you any more than they would suspect you of murdering me?
There's something in that thought, Bomber.
I'll expect you tonight when the Führer broadcasts. That always gives me further inspiration.
Inspiration?
Yes, my inspirations come to me as they come to Hitler. Out of nothing.
And mine, too. Heil Hitler.
Heil Hitler. Max, I'll make a bargain with you. If you hold up this report for 1 week, I will destroy the letter from Schröder and never reveal its contents to a soul.
I'm sorry, but my report leaves at midnight.
I just need a few days. Berlin will be more inclined to make allowances when the pier and its valuable cargo have been disposed of.
The Third Reich allows no margin for error.
Then at least let's take the report back to Berlin instead of sending it.
I'm sorry, but I'm not going to Berlin. I'm sending in my resignation with my report. It's my last job for them and you.
So Tristan is running out on Isolde.
What do you mean by that?
One doesn't have to be a diplomat to know that you're in love with Sophie.
I've never...
Don't explain, Max. I understand the situation perfectly. But I'm afraid you don't. When Sophie arrives in Berlin, she unfortunately will be asked many questions. And unfortunately, I will be forced, purely in self-defense, to tell them certain things.
You can't make her go to Berlin.
She's still my wife.
I won't let her go.
She loves her father. She will go with me to Berlin. And Berlin has such a brutal custom. They use axes on little ladies' necks in Berlin.
Why, you...
Yes?
You found my price.
I knew you would be reasonable.
I ought to shoot you.
Shall I tear up the letter?
Tear it up.
A lot different if he hadn't changed his name to Hitler.
Ich verstehe Sie nicht.
Just imagine people going around saying, Heil Schickelgruber!
Heil Schickelgruber.
Heil Schickelgruber! That would be the...
There is a slight delay in contacting Germany. Stand by, everybody.
Your Scotch, Doctor.
Thank you.
And your pale Hofbräu, Horst. What would you like, dear?
Nothing, thank you.
And you, Max?
The whiskey straight, please.
We have now contacted Germany, and we are turning you over to our correspondent in Hamburg.
Hello, America. This is Whitney Barton speaking to you from Hamburg, Germany. The harbor is buzzing with tens of thousands of people. The excited crowds are waiting for the Führer to arrive. Bands are playing, soldiers are marching, and at this early hour,
They're throwing bricks! Where the devil is that policeman Finkelstein?
Of a huge army.
Bring it up there. Let us through.
Hey, you, what's going on here?
It's about time we put a stop to this sort of thing. I'm a German too, but I'm a good American citizen. And on account of these Nazi guys, decent people won't even talk to me.
Come on along with us.
Well, Max, shall we drink to our new friendship?
New friendship?
Just a little secret between Max and me.
Max, what is it? What has he made you do?
Why are you so concerned about Max?
I know what you're trying to do, but I won't let you.
The music stops. Reichsfuhrer Adolf Hitler.
Carl, you wrecked my life, my father's. For heaven's sake, leave Max alone.
You mind if we defer this discussion until after the broadcast?
Volksgenossen, Volksgenossinnen. In einer Zeit, in der die sogenannten Demokratien von nichts anderem als vom Krieg geträumt
Well, Horst, which one of us is going to get an inspiration from the Führer's speech?
Now, see here, Bomber. I have no intention of becoming a martyr.
You shouldn't have quarreled with that policeman, especially in front of witnesses.
Frame up if I ever saw one. If anybody's going to die, Bomber, it won't be me.
Let's drink to the Führer. Heil Hitler!
andere Völker nicht davon abhalten können, unseren Emporstieg mit Neid und Hass zu verfolgen und ihn endlich mit einem Kriege zu beantworten. Wir wissen heute, wie die Einkreisungspolitik von den kapitalistischen Demokratien betrieben worden war.
He knows today how the encirclement was planned by the capitalistic democracies.
Niederzwingen können.
But no encirclement and no power on earth will be able to force Germany to her knees.
Sie haben es heute nicht mehr mit dem Deutschland von 1918 zu tun. Sie haben es mit einem friderizianischen Deutschland zu tun. Vierzehn Jahre lang habe ich gewartet und gewartet. Aber heute ist meine Geduld zu Ende.
You've got to get out of here. Quick.
Dann weiß jeder von Ihnen, was das zu bedeuten hat.
Here, put these on.
I got to tell the police.
But what good will that do anybody? He deserved to die.
But I had no right to.
He drove you to it. He destroyed everybody who ever came near him. You must go. You're upset now. You can't think clearly. Later you'll know I was right.
Where?
There's a boat leaving at 1 o'clock for Lisbon. The Belmont. One of our men could Möller as a cook on board. He'll make all arrangements. I'll give you a note to him.
Lisbon?
Yes. Go to the Hotel Avis. Wait there until you hear from me. Sophie, you've been through so much. Let me take care of you.
Yes, Max.
I write a note while you change.
Als in den letzten 100 Jahren...
National Socialism has done more for civilization during the last 7 years than England, America, and France combined during the past 100 years.
Sophie! The boat's at Pier 12. Give this to Möller. I told him we were on a secret mission. I used your mate's name, Frieda Schmidt. It'll save needless explanations. Here, this'll last you a while.
Germany's peaceful aims. He says that while the so-called democracies dreamed only of war, Germany wanted only peace.
Good luck, darling.
The guy who did it will come clean. I'll call for the homicide, and the rest of you can go about your business.
You'd better call the homicide now. You're not in a position to investigate this alleged crime.
Look, Doctor, I'm in a very unusual position. I was responsible for the council's safety.
No one can hold you responsible for what happened in this room if you weren't in it.
If he wasn't in it. Ha! You don't deny you could have come in that way unperceived by all of us, including the doctor.
No, I gotta admit that one.
Exactly. You sneaked in with revenge and murder in your heart.
But he had no motive.
What is the matter with you Dummkopfs? He had a quarrel with Bomber. We all heard it. He threatened to kill him. You said you'd run 6 inches of steel through his swastika. You probably destroyed the evidence against you just now when you went to the desk.
In 1 minute, you'll make me so sore, I'll say I did it and bump you off next.
A double confession.
Oh. Horst, you're deliberately trying to pin this thing on Officer Finkelstein.
Dummkopf.
Nonsense. This is not Germany. This is America.
All right, so it ain't Germany. It's America. Look at the spot I'm in already. You gotta help me. I'm not asking it for myself. I'm asking it for hundreds of thousands of helpless people I never laid eyes on.
I see what you mean. If you don't find the murderer, they'll use this case to persecute a lot of innocent people in Germany.
Now you're tuned in. The first thing I gotta do is to find out who the gun belonged to. All guns carry serial numbers. It should be very easy to trace where it was bought.
Not where I bought this one.
Dummkopf!
You tracked me! Why, this is encirclement. Bomber took it away from me this afternoon. I have no permit.
Mo, there's no use in going through all this. I shot him. The gun was lying right there on the desk. It was very simple.
Okay, so you shot him?
Yes. You can call the homicide now. I'm ready.
But I ain't. Now look, let's all stop yammering about guns. Nobody said anything about a knife. Somebody stabbed him.
Officer, I'd like to examine that body.
Oh, no, wait a minute. That's the medical examiner's job.
But I hold a card as assistant to the medical examiner.
Okay, Doc. You see, Max, a guy that's been stabbed first don't shoot himself after. And after he's been shot, he ain't in no shape to tickle himself with a knife. That's how I deducted a double murder.
Did you say he was stabbed?
Yeah, with a cork-handle knife that had some foreign words on it.
It was yours, Horst.
Say, you sure travel with an arsenal. You don't happen to have a torpedo on you.
You won't find my fingerprints on that knife. Cork doesn't hold them.
Well, if you knew that, we'll hold it as evidence against you.
But I had no motive.
Oh, yes, you had. He was about to liquidate you.
That's a lie.
The order came from Berlin last night.
Officer, neither the gun nor the knife killed him.
What?
He'd been drinking and...
Doc, don't tell me he died from delirium tremens.
He was poisoned.
It's a massacre.
He was quite dead when he was shot.
There was a bottle of poison in that drawer last night. It's gone.
If the poison is not in the drawer, where is it? It must be on someone's person. I demand to be searched.
Horst, you go off on more sense than a plastered bloodhound.
I demand it.
Okay, Horsey. You asked for it. You two can search each other.
Why, Baron!
Ha! Dummkopf!
Mo, I don't understand how it...
Hello?
Hello? Captain Mulrooney? Finkelstein speaking. Yeah, I'm down at the consul's. Yeah, plenty of trouble. Well, listen, Captain Mulrooney.
What? The consul? What happened to him?
Well, Captain Mulrooney, it seems that he was shot, stabbed, and poisoned.
Why, that... Did it kill him?
Mulrooney's embarrassed. Yeah, I got the guy that done it. Yeah, okay, Captain. The squad will be here in 5 minutes. That's swell. Look! Do you know the combination?
Balmer wouldn't trust me.
Dr. Jennings, get Mrs. Balmer quick. Maybe she knows the combination.
Officer, this safe and everything in it is the property of the...
Zeile meines Buches. In keiner mal reden.
I'm looking for Kurt Muller.
What do you want with him?
I'm Frieda Schmidt. I have a note from Baron von Alverstor.
I'm Kurt Müller. You're Frau Balmer's maid. Are you a good hairdresser?
Frau Balmer never complained.
I shall arrange for you to work in the ship's beauty salon. Hans will give you a uniform.
Thank you.
She's not Frieda Schmidt.
What do you mean?
The consul wouldn't have a photograph of his...
We haven't a minute to lose.
Quick, quick!
I've got to get to a phone and call the police. There isn't time to explain now. But you didn't kill Balmer. He was already dead when you shot him.
What do you expect to gain by telling me that?
Sophie, please, it's true. Believe me. Those men are agents of the German government. They were sent here to blow up this pier. I must get the police before they have a chance to escape. You wait here. Is there a payphone, please?
Over there.
Give me police headquarters. Quick. Where's the Baron?
I don't know.
Right here. Who are you telephoning to? To one of our men. Everything taken care of?
Everything. What are you telephoning about?
Take him away.
Come on.
And how the devil did they get on the pier?
They worked there yesterday as longshoremen. Horst got them union cards.
It's a lie. I never got them union cards.
Rodetsky, put the bracelets on the bund leader.
I protest.
That was a fine thing you did, Baron, but just the same, we've got to hold you for murder.
Why do you say that?
The Baron has confessed that he shot your husband, Mrs. Balmer, and...
Oh, no, it isn't true. I shot him. Max saw me do it.
It's all right, Mrs. Balmer. The shot didn't kill your husband. Someone had poisoned him before.
The Baron. We found the bottle in his pocket.
I didn't do it, Sophie.
Of course not. He wouldn't poison a guy and sit around like a dumb cluck for 2 hours hatching the evidence in his pocket.
Why wouldn't he?
On account of the brains he inherited from his grandmother.
Yes.
Medical examiner and the fingerprint expert are here.
Send them in. Have you gentlemen got your reports?
The poison undoubtedly killed him. It drained all the oxygen from his blood instantly. He was already dead when he was stabbed and shot.
It clears Mrs. Balmer of murder.
And me, too.
But there's still a nice little charge of sabotage for you, Horsey.
That's right, but we must leave that to the court. Have you got your report?
The glass the consul drank the poison from had no fingerprints except his own.
Which means?
That he either killed himself or the murderer wore gloves when he put poison in the whiskey.
Whiskey? Carl never drank whiskey in his life.
Who gave him the drink?
He poured me a whiskey, then himself a glass of his own brandy.
That's right, I remember now. Captain, the solution to any crime lies in the personality of the murdered man.
Well?
This one lies in the consul's tropically acquired taste for brandy.
Now, wait a minute, Doc. Are you trying to tell us he put the poison in the brandy himself?
No, he put it in the whiskey.
Of course he did. Don't you see? He staged Max's suicide.
Then it was he who put the poison in my pocket.
Yes, to make it look like suicide.
And at the last minute, I suppose he changed his mind and took the poison himself.
No, the brick.
The brick?
Yes, the brick changed it for him. In the confusion, when it came to the window, he put his brandy down on the bar beside the whiskey. When he picked it up again, he accidentally switched glasses. By mistake, he gave the Baron the brandy and drank the poisoned whiskey himself.
And he always said there was no margin for error.
I keep this as sort of a souvenir. I kind of like
Thank you.